So last week was an interesting week. Friday was an interesting day. And as I'm preparing for today's call, I'm thinking of all of the different things that I can share with you. And I decided to stay focused on the one thing that has the best and most impact for you. So that's what we're going to do. I think this is a book that everybody should be reading. If you don't have a copy of Shift, get a copy. It is one of the best real estate books I've ever read. And I've read it many, many times. You can tell by the highlights and notes that I don't know how many times, by the way, let's just say a lot, okay? And the foreword is one of my favorite parts. You know, I spent a lot of time before the book even starts with what can I learn? And I am a quote ninja. I love quotes. And I'm going to start with a quote this morning by Brian Tracy. Now, I'm just going to read it to you the way it's written, and then I'm going to share with you how I would change it. All right, so here's the quote. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control your attitude towards what happens to you. And in that, you will be mastering change rather than allowing it to master you. So let's do this. Let's take out to you and read it again. You cannot control what happens, but you can control your attitude towards what happens. And in that, you will be mastering change rather than allowing it to master you. Is it a different message? And the answer is yes, of course it's a different message. You cannot control what happens to you versus you cannot control what happens. And what if we replaced to you with for you? So let's read it again. You cannot control what happens for you, but you can control your attitude towards what happens for you. And in that, you will be mastering change rather than allowing it to master you. Is there a difference? And the answer is, of course, there's a difference. And your subconscious is constantly listening to what you say. The most important person who speaks to you every day is you. And if you're taking notes, and by the way, if you're new to the call, that's code for write this down. If you're taking notes, I would write that down. The most important person who speaks to me every day is me. My subconscious is listening to what I say. Think of yourself like a computer. You're either programming good stuff or you're programming bad stuff. You've all heard good stuff in, good stuff out, garbage in, garbage out. Well, it's amazing how we have this habit of programming bad stuff into our subconscious. And you do it without even thinking about it. You do it even when you have a sense of humor around this. However, and write this down, your subconscious does not have a sense of humor. Your subconscious doesn't know when you're saying something that is funny versus something that is real. In other words, you stumble, you're walking and you stumble and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fall down. And you say something like, I'm so clumsy. Listen to yourself. What did you just tell yourself? I never win. I can't get it right. No one is answering their phone. There's just too much competition. I could go on, but I won't. There's so many things that we all say every day that we're programming garbage into our minds. A good friend of mine would say, stop that. You want to watch a funny video? Watch Bob Newhart. Stop that, or I'm going to put you in a box. Hilarious. Okay. We'll play it one day. All right, so here's the next thing I want to talk to you about. Success isn't easy. Agree or disagree? You could put it in the chat if you want. You don't have to. But I do want you to at least answer that question for yourself. Do you agree or do you disagree? Success isn't easy. Here's my perception on this, and I'm getting this from the foreword of Shift. So I'll just say, here's what the author has to say. We will repeatedly hear someone say that success isn't easy and quickly nod our heads in agreement. But I must say that I'm not so sure that it's hard either. I think of success simply as the end result of a challenge accepted and achieved. So when you're looking at success, and I want you to write down these 5 things: success in raising children, success in staying true to our spiritual convictions, success in being a great husband or wife, success in living a healthy life, success in building a successful business. The question that I have for you in reference to this is, what are the gold standards? What are the gold standards for raising children? What are the gold standards for staying true to our spiritual convictions, to being a great husband or wife? What are the gold standards to living a healthy life, to building a successful business? And when you talk to most people and you ask, what is your strategy? If you're talking to parents who are raising children, you say, what is your strategy to raise your children according to the qualities that you want to see in your children? And most people would say, I'm doing the best I can. Most people, when asked, what is your strategy to build a successful real estate business, would answer, I'm doing the best I can. I just wake up every day, I work hard, and I do the best that I can. Now, take the time to make a list of the qualities you are looking for in each of these areas. So on a sheet of paper, what are the qualities that you're looking for in raising your children? In other words, as adults, what are the qualities, the virtues that your children are going to exhibit? Confidence, humility, gratitude, just to name a few. Respect for their elders, respect for other people, to not judge, to love unconditionally. Okay, just to name a few. All right. Now, same thing, take the time to make a list of the qualities you're looking for in building a successful real estate business. What does that look like for you? What, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, what have you achieved if you've hit the gold standards that you're looking for in your real estate business? The definition of the word standard is a required or agreed upon level of quality or attainment. I'm going to go back to the question, is success easy? And my answer is no, it's not. I know you guys were going to, I know you thought I was going to say it is. It's not, but it is simple. And what I mean by it's simple is I can tell you exactly what you need to do every day in order to build a successful real estate business. It's simple. It's a formula. It's plug and play. And therefore, it's simple. Build a database. Feed it every day, meaning add new people to your database every single day. Have a standard that you live up to. Your standard is at least one new person in your database every day. Now, if you work 50 weeks a year, 5 days a week, that's 250 new people in your database a year from now. 250 people that you're building relationships with, that are future buyers and sellers, that are future sources of referral business. It's communicate with your database in a systematic way. That means have a system. And a system is not a legal pad with everybody's name written down or a spreadsheet with everybody on it that you look at occasionally and try to keep up with all of those contacts. A system means you have a systematic way to communicate with the people that you are in relationship with. You could create give me a moment, guys. I'm going to hit mute all because we've got some background noise. Okay. You could create a 24 touch, for example, which means you're touching everybody in your database 24 times a year. What would that look like? Well, it would include 4 phone calls, okay, plug and play. You're calling everybody in there at least once every 3 months, and you're building relationships. You're not selling. You're making care calls. You're not making sales calls. You're looking to add value. You want to be the local economist of choice. You want to be someone that everybody that you're in relationship looks to as the local real estate expert. What else would I do? I would prospect. I would prospect sellers. I would call for sell by owners, expires, and circle prospect. I would make sure that I'm speaking to 20 people every day. It's a standard. I would make sure that I'm finding one person every day that is thinking of selling their home, whether it's next month, 6 months from now, or a year from now. I don't care, because I'm looking for opportunity, period, not just opportunity right now. And I'm going to go meet with somebody every single day that's thinking of selling their home. It's a standard. So if I'm working 50 weeks, 5 days a week, I've met with 250 potential sellers. I have 250 potential sellers in my pipeline. Now, I'm going to follow up with them forever, because I reject rejection, because no is not a word that lives in my vocabulary. No simply means not yet. I understand that people will never change their mind, but they will make a new decision based on new information. So I'm going to follow up forever. It's a standard. I'm living up to it because it's a standard. There's the blueprint. Simple. Now, is it easy? Hell no. It's not easy. It's blood, sweat, and tears. Painful. It's especially painful if you're focused on the results, because the results will discourage you. It's like being on a diet and stepping on the scale every morning and being frustrated because you didn't lose 5 pounds yesterday. Just focus on the activities that lead to losing weight, and you're going to lose weight. Simple. So is real estate. So is everything else. The reason you're failing is because you haven't created standards that lead to success. And if you have created standards, you're not living up to them. Now, there's a danger point in this. When society agrees that there are no standards, that there are many ways to the desired result, then what we have done is we have agreed there are no standards, so the standard becomes no standards. When you do that, you are losing so slow that it feels like you are winning. All right, talk to me. Take yourself off mute. Marcus, I love that. Marry the process, divorce the result.
Don, that's so good. And it's something that we're reading Ninja Selling in our group right now. And it's something that they talk about a lot too, is how we have to focus on the little tiny things, but also the subconscious brain, like it's non-judgmental. And yeah, just what you just said, it's so true and such a good reminder. Every day, I feel like I have to remind myself, I'm so grateful I'm awake today. I'm so excited to call people, that kind of stuff. It's tough.
Well done, Corey. Well done. And I started the call today by saying Friday was an interesting day, right? And Friday was an interesting day because I got an interesting email. And I immediately thought of this when I read, you cannot control what happens, but you can control your attitude towards what happens. And I've told all of you this many, many times. When I show up and I have these conversations with you, I'm speaking to me. I really am. You guys are just here. You're listening to me, speaking to me. The person who needs to hear what I'm saying today more than anybody else in this group is me. All right, when I get quiet like that, I'm ready. I'm waiting for you guys to talk. So talk to me. I'm going to start calling on people if you don't, because we've got 50 of you here, probably another 50 on Facebook. Talk to me.
Hey, John, you know, go for it.
There we go, Zach.
So I was just gonna, we did Marcus and I were on a call with one of our mentees the other day, and one of the things that I impress upon people is when we talk about the subconscious, one of the things I tell people all the time is you would not allow anybody to speak to you the way that you do. And a lot of times we get down on ourselves. We tell ourselves how much we're not doing. We tell ourselves what more we can do, what a failure we could be. And at the end of the day, if someone else said those same words to you, you'd be ready to fight.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready to fight yourself every day, and just, you have to set your mindset, carry your weather with you. Don't let anybody bring it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack, I agree. Thank you for sharing, by the way. I do appreciate that. And let me piggyback on what Jack just said. Jack, what if I said to everybody on this call, I want you guys to get your kids together, and I want you to bring them all in the same room, and I'm going to talk to them, and I'm going to tell them that they're going to live mediocre lives. They're going to have mediocre marriages. They're going to raise mediocre children. They're going to live in mediocre homes, that they need to stop thinking so big and just think smaller. Would you let me do that?
Absolutely not. And I have a lot of kids. So
then why are we doing it to ourselves?
That's right.
Zach, talk to me.
Awesome. So that that saying from the book is kind of like a play on this like Stoic philosophy, essentially. And there's this other one that I really love. It's from Marcus Aurelius in the book Meditations. And he basically says some version of, instead of focusing on what great misfortune has befallen me, instead focus on what great fortune I have to bear this misfortune so well. And I like that. It's another little play on it. You know, like, hey, this has happened to me, but guess what? I'm strong enough to handle it. I got this. If this would happen to someone else, might have crushed them. But me, no way. Onward and upward.
There you go, my friend. I love that. I really, really love that. I do not deny my current reality. I deny its finality.
There you go. That's another great one, right? So it's like, I cannot control the outcome, but I can control the effort I put into it.
Love that. Thank you. Daniel, sorry, I can't read your name without my glasses. Talk to us.
That's quite all right. I just wanted to piggyback on what everybody's sharing here, and also off of Marcus Aurelius and Ryan Holiday's Daily Stoic. But I'm not going to quote it 100% accurately, but there's a quote about the obstacles in front of you. Like, you need to embrace those becoming the way. So instead of complaining of why things are happening or why they're difficult or the such, it's learning that obstacles are going to be in front of us. We have to embrace them. What stands in the way becomes the way, right? So we either learn to work through it, work around it, but we can't just try to like backstep, avoid it, or anything of the such. And then same thing was mentioned earlier, but in fitness, right? If we only are focused on the end goal, the finish line, right, it's going to be a very difficult journey. We have to learn how to embrace the journey, enjoy that journey, right? It's the journey as the process. That's what turns us into who we're going to become, and not just be in love with the outcome, but be in love with the work and the process.
Holy cow, really good stuff. You guys are bringing so much value to this today. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm going to watch the recording. I'm going to take notes. So I've learned so much. Love this. All right, guys, I've got 8:56. It's time to sign off. I don't see any other hands up, so I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody with their hand up. Time to get to work. Nope, wrong shirt. I have a shirt that says, "What is work?" That's hilarious. Thought I was wearing it. What is work? Well, I defined work on this call. I did. You heard it. Go back and listen to it. It's a standard. Hit your standards today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just hit your standards today. Make it a great day, everybody.